Hi everybody, my name's Scotty.
And I'm Stevie.
And I'm Magna.
And we're happy to welcome you to another Tea and Tarot Patio. And this is our July card of the month. Our normal in-person Tea and Tarot event is the first Friday night of the month at 6 p.m. right here at Books, Beans, and Candles. On the third Friday night, we have Sips and Stars at 6 p.m. as well. It's an interactive astrology event. And on the fourth Monday at 6 p.m., we have Magic City Pagans, which is an interactive discussion group kind of thing. And it's a different topic each month, and it's always I've always enjoyed them, and it's a good way to meet other folks in the community as well. You can also find out about more events. We have classes that are taught here, some of them on an irregular basis, some of them on a regular basis, but check our social medias for more information about all of those. And you can also find us at bookbeancandle.com, and there's an online shop as well. Did I get everything this time?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So this card of the month is the Chariot.
The Chariot.
The Chariot. And I kind of picked that one kind of because our next in-person event for July is on the 3rd. Mm-hmm. And thinking about independence and the stuff that goes into that, the Chariot is sometimes associated with concepts of victory and success. This one here is our Rider-Waite-Smith. That's a traditional deck, and what we see there is a Chariot that's not really moving.
Yeah, kind of stationary feeling.
Kind of stationary, but those two Sphinxes, Sphinxes, one is black and one is white, and those are references to the pillars that you might find on the High Priestess. It's a Kabbalistic thing, so we have the pillar of severity and the pillar of mercy. And in the center, ever since I've been reading cards, I've always seen that little red thing right in the center as a top.
Okay, a little spinning top.
That's not really what it means,
yeah.
All right? But it is about balance, mm-hmm. And we see a lot of those things in this card as well. But it always struck me that it wasn't moving, and we have to ask, what does that mean in the context of interpreting the card? You know, is he taking a break? You know, is it?
He's at a four-way stop.
Oh,
he's waiting for all the other cards to get it together and do what they got to do.
And this card over here, that's from one of your decks, Stevie?
Yeah, this one's from the Fyodor Pavlov deck. You have kind of the overarching similar setup of things, although she is in motion. There's very much the going onwards into your destiny with this very assured sort of manner. Especially with the sun kind of going in the background, there's that sort of reference to the halos you see in a lot of Catholic and Christian art. And here she has horses instead. So I think also too there's very much that quickness, that rapid nature to things. And also within astrology, you have that sense of Cancer, so that sense of the fourth house, home, the home within the self. Sometimes motherhood and your mother as well. But there is kind of that, how do I not nurture per se, but kind of begin shaping your destiny, shaping your future, shaping your path kind of vibe to it. So.
I love that you still get that duality with the Sphinxes, with the horses' names.
Yes.
And they've swapped the sides on that. Mm-hmm. So we have to ask, why did the artist do that? Mm-hmm. And what kind of how does that change those interpretations? Mm-hmm. Now this one here, Magna, is from one of your decks. Which deck is that?
Yeah, so this is the Divine Diversity Tarot deck. Apart from a traditional 78 card deck, this one has 84 cards, I believe, because there's 3 different stylizations for the lovers and the devil to showcase heteronormative relationships, homosexual relationships, and lesbian relationships. So you get a variety of things. So I liked this one because while the Chariot and a lot of cards seem very stationary or like they're just getting prepared for the journey, this one is going fourth dimensional through time and space. Even the Sphinxes are like, no, we gotta go right now. They are determined with their facial expressions, and our Chariot driver, carrying the torch and lighting the way forward through the darkness. So I really enjoyed this interpretation.
Well, the lights and the motion stuff in the background has very much like warp speed kind of vibes to it, and the Sphinxoi, the Sphinxes, they look pissed off.
Well, yeah, they're having to go Mach 10.
Pissed muscle daddy Sphinx.
You went 5,000 Kelvin, Carl.
We're going.
And we can see those different interpretations as opposed to the movement and the staying put and the being on a pause at the 4-way stop or whatnot. And sometimes when if these show up reversed, for me it sometimes has the feeling of being stuck. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the feeling of spinning our wheels. Going around in circles.
Yeah.
I drove into the ditch and I can't get out.
Yeah.
And with this card, this is from the Pulp Tarot, and it has a slightly different vibe. The Chariot in this case is that I think that's a T-Bird. It may be a Corvette. I'm not a car person, but it's also not moving. We're at like an automat, a sonic kind of thing going on, and we have, instead of other critters, we have a dog in the back seat, and I guess a convertible makes it easy for them to hang their head out the window.
Catch all them bugs.
But we have that sort of driverish kind of thing.
Yeah.
And again, though, we don't have that movement, and she's not even in the Chariot like these people here are. So we have to ask, what is this trying to tell us about the story of the Chariot itself?
Right.
I like it because of the fact that she's out of the car. So many times we're on the interstate trying to get to our destination as fastly as possible. Sometimes it's nice just take little detours, get out of the driver's seat for a little while, enjoy the little sideshow attractions along the way, make the road trip worth something. And not
there's this one in North Georgia called Goats on the Roof, and there are goats that have these pathways. It's like gerbil habit trails, only it's goats. It's kind of cool. And this has a moon in it, so we have this solar reference here. We have sort of a stellar reference here, and of course this is just. And here we have a crescent moon involved, and
like
so that
very traditional Cancer kind of tie-ins here.
And this one here from the Urban Tarot is a Toth Crowley style system. And in this one, we have the yellows of this kind of brought in with the color of the car as well, but we have these like surfing, and I can't tell from looking at the image, is anybody actually driving the thing?
It reminds me so much about when I was a teenager. Whenever I would be in the car with like my older stepbrother, who would just be going 5 to 10 miles an hour down the road, and then he would just get out and run alongside it. I can't remember what that little trend was called, but it was terrifying every single time. So that it instills some very
mixed feelings.
Yes.
Well, and we have a sense of there's a sense of adventure and abandon with this kind of thing, and that sense of risk. And if we think about what the Chariot meant in days gone by, it was the tank of the ancient battlefield. It was a weapon of war. It wasn't just a wagon that we went places in. The Chariot was a vehicle of warfare, and that itself brings in those concepts of risk And so we can kind of see that mirrored here as well. But I would still have to ask, okay, who's driving the thing? And did we just completely let go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is from the Wildwood, and this is called the Archer, which takes the place of that Chariot kind of thing, but it brings a sense of focus into it.
And superhero poses.
And superhero and big dogs.
And big dogs.
These Irish wolfhounds here. But when this comes up in a reading, it generally is involved with the concept of focus leading to success. So we have that success stuff kind of mirrored over here, but she's so focused.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't look at that and think that she's looking at anything but the target.
Right.
And that's, if we think about movement, especially the concept of the chariot associated with victory and success, it's that focus that can kind of come into it.
Yeah.
The Chariot.
The Chariot. Anything else?
Nothing to my mind. Seems like pretty. I don't want to say it's straightforward, right? Because every card has nuances, and depending on what other cards you pull in a spread for a reading, it could have 1,000 different interpretations.
But to your point, there are some cards that just have that vibe that exists.
They're direct.
And so, yes, direct is a very good, direct, straightforward. There's plenty of nuance, but the theme is fairly straightforward, and that's the way I feel about the Chariot.
You pull it down in a reading, and you're like, well.
So, we're gonna do. We are so glad that you spent some of your time with us today. We hope to see you in person on the first Friday night of the month. And my name is Skaji.
And I'm Stevie.
And I'm Magna.
Safe journeys.
Bye.